It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Folks, what will Lexmark give the Chinese Communist Party for Christmas? I mean, seriously, what are they going to give them for Christmas? We all know that Lexmark's owned by Ninestar. We know that Ninestar is a PRC, a banned PRC over forced and slave labor. We know the Communist Chinese Party are ruthless people. We know the dictator allows PRCs to use slave labor in their manufacturing processes. That's why the Department of Homeland Security came up with the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act so they could shut all that crap down. Not bringing that stuff into our country. And Lexmark's owners, well, they got banned over forced and slave labor. It's hard to believe, isn't it? It is hard to believe because, when you look at Lexmark, Ninestar's largest subsidiary, they act like there's nothing wrong at all, continuing to promote their nonsensical awards they get. So you know what I think they're giving the Chinese Communist Party for Christmas? I think they're going to continue to try to cover up our eyes because they know if they take their hands down, they know what we're going to see. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you this. I'm hoping all my friends in the year 2025, well, they tell Lexmark, quit covering up my eyes. I'm hoping all my friends in the print industry all over the world tell Lexmark to take a damn hike. Because we all know that Lexmark's Ninestar's largest subsidiary. And if we could just stop doing business with them, well, Ninestar would end. They would cease to exist. But I want to share some thoughts with you, folks, because it is near the holidays. By the way, could you imagine the Christmas parties that the Chinese Communist Party has for all the, well, people that are in these slave labor camps? I'm sure they have some kind of festivities, right? I mean, come on, it's China. They got freedoms over there in those camps, right? I'm thinking they probably have a Christmas tree in the break room, and they probably get all the slaves together, and they say, hey, for the holidays, we're going to go ahead and loosen up the shackles. I mean, seriously. And, of course, the slave laborers are thinking, oh, it'd be so nice to get these shackles loosened. But those evil communists, you know what they're really thinking? If we loosen up the shackles, maybe we could get them to make more stuff. Because it is, the holidays, and demand's going to peak, and we're going to have to get this stuff out of these factories. Yeah, I had to pause because it's so disgusting, isn't it? That's the reality of the world we live in today. We have these Chinese-controlled companies, controlled by the Communist Chinese Party, allowing these companies to use slave and forced labor in their manufacturing processes. And we here in America, we come up with the UFLPA Act so we can ban these products from coming into the country, but Americans, they just seem not to care, really. They don't care as long as they get stuff cheap. They don't care that Lexmark is Ninestar's largest subsidiary. They could care less. As long as we can get those MFPs cheap. After all, we got to save customers 30% on managed print services. We need to buy these Lexmark machines. We don't really care if their owners are banned over forced and slave labor. Holy crap. Thankfully, less and less people think that way. Because I do believe a lot of my friends are telling Lexmark to take a damn hike, which is fantastic news. Also static control, by the way. But I got to tell you something. You go to Lexmark and you read the press releases. This is in one of our industry's blogs. This is, our industry's media analysts. They don't want to ask Lexmark any tough questions, and they'll never do an episode like I'm doing here today. They'll just say, Lexmark, got anything you want us to put on our blog to make people not pay attention to all the stuff Ray's putting out there on you? I mean, that's what I'm thinking anyway. Lexmark Global Headquarters earns carbon neutral office designation. Who gives a crap? Seriously with this? Unbelievable. I saw this other thing out there. This year, Quocirca has also recognized Lexmark as a leader in its global print security vendor landscape and cloud print services market landscape reports. What the hell does that even mean? Seriously. What, folks? I mean, our industries, these recognitions have to be debated. We're going to tell somebody that we are recognizing them as global print security vendor landscape. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the landscape I think about when I think about Lexmark. Seriously. I think about that slave camp up there in China that, folks, look, here's the deal. It doesn't say Lexmark on the fence, but Ninestar owns Lexmark. Ninestar got banned for forced and slave labor. We know that these camps that are in that China landscape with the concertina wire and stuff all around them have slaves in there making stuff, right? So that's what I think about when I think about the landscape of Lexmark. I think about, well, all those prisoners that hopefully are going to get their shackles loosened for the holidays so they can celebrate Christmas in the camps. You know what? Here's what I'm thinking. Lexmark named most evil ownership and most untrusted print equipment by the end of the day with Ray. Why can't I do the same thing? Let me give Lexmark an award. Lexmark named most evil ownership and most untrusted print equipment by the end of the day with Ray. Lexmark's communist-controlled owners, Ninestar, who are banned by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security over the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act, made Lexmark the clear winner. Seriously. And you know what? You can't just say you got an award. You got to give them the damn award. Look at this. You know, this is the symbol of the stop the forced labor. You know, that's kind of the symbol. The hand over the mouth with the, you know, Chinese flag. And folks, I'm sure Lexmark will put this in their trophy closet. They love to get trophies. They could put it on their website, right? You know, look what we just won. We were named by the end of the day with Ray as having the most evil ownership. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to talk about the security of Lexmark printers. I don't know how many times I got to read this. I can't believe that none of the other industry's media analysts have ever questioned Lexmark on this. I just cannot believe this. Right off their website, privacy notice, cross-border transfers. I got to read it to you again, probably for the 100th time, but bear with me because it's so important. Let me get out of the way. If y'all want to take a picture of that, you know, get a snapshot of that. Cross-border transfers. We are a global organization with offices and customers around the world. To efficiently manage our business and best serve you, all kinds of data, not just personal data, may be transferred and accessed by Lexmark entities worldwide on the basis of this privacy notice and in alignment with international data privacy standards. Oh, yes, we all know that the Chinese Communist Party, they abide by all privacy standards. Seriously, they abide by it all. There's no threat whatsoever. Well, we all know that's a bunch of bullshit because we all know that PRCs and the subsidiaries that they own that are here in the United States are controlled by what? The PRC that owns them, and we all know that the PRCs do whatever that ruthless dictator in China tells them to do. Holy smokes. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go right on CN's website. CN actually owns Ninestar, and you could talk. They're talking about how Ninestar they own the Lexmark brand. They own the company. You can see the flag sitting right out there in front of their Chinese office. So, all kinds of data, not just personal data, may be stored, transferred to where we do business. Well, isn't that flag hanging outside the Chinese office there, right? And I'm thinking to myself, what, they don't do business in that office? Maybe there's only one employee in that office in China, and that employee's just there to go hang the Lexmark flag up and down every day, so none of the data's going there at all? Is that what we're thinking? I mean, is that what Lexmark executives are telling you when they put their hands over your eyes? I mean, I'm just wondering. Remember when Lexmark issued the statement on the ban? And of course, it took them a couple of weeks, you know, and then they issued a statement and they said that Ninestar was just one of their many suppliers and they're going to replace Lexmark. Folks, Lexmark tells the whole world that Ninestar is just one of their many suppliers and they're going to replace them. Who the hell have they replaced him with? Well, they're still listing him. Lexmark distribution partners in China. There they are. I mean, what did they just lie to everybody about that? They're going to replace Ninestar as one of their many suppliers. Who's the new supplier? You know, none of our industry's media analysts ever asked that question. No, they'd rather wait until Lexmark gets some kind of carbon neutral award. I mean, I'm just like, have you ever been to that Lexmark facility, by the way, in Lexington, Kentucky? The damn thing is empty. Okay? So, yeah, they don't turn the lights on that much because there's nobody there. Okay? No, there's a few people there. Maybe the same job description as they have in China. The only people in Lexington are the people that go there and hang up the flag every day. Let's make 2025 the year we throw out all Ninestar subsidiaries, banned or not, especially their largest Lexmark. Let's get rid of all of them. Stop buying from all of them. Static control included. You know, static control, a lot of people say, Ray, you really should be talking about static control too. You know, because they're owned by the evil Ninestar as well. I say evil Ninestar because obviously they got banned over forced slave labor. That makes them evil. But folks, you know, static control is like a popcorn stand. Seriously. It's like a popcorn stand to Ninestar at the end of the day. If you get rid of Lexmark, well, guess what? Static control would go away too because they wouldn't be able to support any of it. Anyway, this was my, I guess, Christmas special for the Chinese Communist Party and Lexmark. And everybody watching me knows this. Status quo is the killer of all that will be invented. Don't get stuck there, and I'll see you all tomorrow.